Welcome back to the invisible world of content. Let's look at the key pattern of content as a service for Omnichannel. So, this is all about getting content out to lots of different experiences. If you've ever wondered how to keep up with publishing to so many places, you'll find this pattern really interesting. We'll tie in a discussion on headless content management systems and content APIs. So, let's see how content as a service is the powerhouse behind delivering modular content, where we break down content into bite-sized pieces, right, according to our structural pattern, and then we unlock the power of assembling them together with our semantics pattern for real-time experiences. That's content as a service, and it's a huge deal. It changes everything about content delivery. Ready? All right, let's dive in. Is content as a service. Content as a service is modular content addressable via content APIs. So I would hazard a guess that most people listening to this have heard of headless content management systems, and many will have headless programs already in motion at their organizations. Why is this happening? Why is this pattern already taking the world by storm? We've been talking about it for years, but it's coming into fruition for the very simple reason that addressable content is really the only way to get to multiple channels without massive amounts of rework. So it's a throughput into the customer's experience, wherever they are, any channel, any device. So that ability to deliver content via API requires a modular structure. It requires a content model. So the content model and the semantic model need to be represented in the headless system, in the superloaded content sets being provided out to the API. So if we're going to make our content available, it needs to have these other patterns involved. And we need to have a content supply chain getting it from point to point into our headless system. But that headless system, that content API, is absolutely essential for omni-channel customer experiences, and certainly necessary as we start dealing more and more with an omni-channel world that starts shifting and changing with N numbers of new channels and devices. We need to get content to our customer experiences. Content APIs are the best way to do it. Therefore, the industry has taken off. There's over $1.65 billion, according to a Forbes article, that have been invested in headless systems just in the last couple of years. So we're dealing with billions of dollars being invested in this migration, and headless is taking over for a very good reason. Content is being treated more and more like electricity. And it's finally happening. As you listen to this, millions of customer interactions are happening with content that has been assembled just for that interaction within a content as a service environment. It's happening every minute of every day. Content is being delivered at a field level via API, called with even single elements. And those elements are getting connected with customers using tags. So we have our structure, we have our semantics, we have a supply chain, and we have our headless or content as a service rendition. Content as a service can be done with installed legacy technology. There's ways to accomplish content as a service without replatforming everything. So we're not calling on organizations to throw everything out and start over. Sometimes that's untenable. Most organizations are upgrading and modernizing. However, as we do that, it's possible to stage towards content as a service, really according to the pace at which the technology stack needs to move. So it doesn't have to be a totally ground up rebuild in order to arrive at a content as a service ecosystem. Today, for most organizations, content is more like bricks. It's not portable, it can't be transformed, it can't be moved. It's not much like Legos, and it's certainly not like electricity. And we really need to be able to start that migration toward more and more modular, component-oriented approaches. Putting a headless program into place really, in almost every case, prompts the need to look at the content structures at a deep level and semantic structures. So really, it's a good motivator for helping to facilitate some of these patterns we're talking about.
On the next episode of The Invisible World of Content,
we're exploring another key pattern for omnichannel delivery, unifying the stack. This is where we bring together all the layers of customer experience with modular content practices. And they don't come together on their own. It does require some coordination. We need to make sure those structural standards, those semantic standards, and all the pieces of technology we're bringing to bear can all play together well. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to catch the latest episodes. Check out all the content on simpleA.com. And until we meet again, let's take one step at a time towards a smarter world.